Yeah, the pink doesn't exactly help him sneak up on his prey all too well.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class SKULLSMASHER! So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up top here, we have SKULLSMASHER in mid-decapitation, Brax and SKULLSMASHER, hey, there he is again. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots and your brief bio if you want to read it in multiple languages. Hooray for languages, and that's basically it for the packaging. Also included is the collector's card with that same piece of artwork. And on the back, you have tech specs for both SKULLSMASHER and Brax. Hooray for cards. So moving right along, here we have SKULLSMASHER. He doesn't crunch skulls anymore, no. He smashes them now. He changed professions. Even though it's basically the same profession. But anyway, he's an alligator, or a crocodile, a crocagator, whatever you want to call him. I don't care what you call him. Call him Fred for all I care. It's your toy. Call it what you want. Hi, my name is Fred. Nice to meet you. Anyway, so here he is in his beast mode. And I really like the way this came out. A very nicely done beast mode. Really do dig it. Getting close here on the head sculpt so you can see the details. Nicely done. I love the green plastic they used. It has a nice metallic sheen to it and looks really good. Got a red eye right there, a little black up top. Got a nice tampograph Decepticon symbol right there on his forehead. And you got a little claws right there. Pink forearms, of course the pink lower jaw. Much like the G1 toy. And going down the body, you can see all the scales and spiky bits on him. This tampograph detail right here is right off of the G1 toy, which is pretty cool. Nice little nudge, nudge, wink, wink right there. And going down the backside here, some more spiky bits, scaly, spikely bits right there. And the hind legs, again with some nice molded details. And some paint right there and right there. And the underside, you can pretty much see how everything's going to work out right there. And yeah, it looks good. Looks really, really good. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint, so you actually get a nice range of movement. He can look up, he can look down, he can look side to side, good range of movement. You can also rotate the head, have him more like, you know, doing all that. His little claws here can move up. They can't move down, but they can wiggle up. You have a swivel right here, you have a hinge right there, and you have another swivel right there. The hind legs are just one solid piece, but they are on a ball joint, so you can move them in and out, and you can do a full 360 with them. And the tail does have a bit of side-to-side wiggly-waggly movement, but sometimes when you do that, it kind of undoes itself from the peg, but you get a little bit of side-to-side movement there on the tail. So there you have that, and for a comparison, here he is with the Fans Project Skull Cruncher. So you can see the two crocodilators side by side there. They are basically the same length. There you go. Obviously different styles, but same character. So there you have that. Now accessory-wise, he does include his weapon right here. This gun. Not much to it. Very gappy, but you know. It is what it is, and it will store in the beast mode. You just plug it in under the tail right here. Just plug that up. There you go. Storage. Yay! So there you have that. And he does also include his Titan Master, or his Headmaster, whatever you want to call it. There is Brax. And you can see he does have some nice gold paint on his face. Looks pretty good. He just got a green and black color scheme going on there, and of course the upside down face on his back. So there you go. And here he is with the Fans Project version of Brax. So you can see how they look together right there. And here he is with a G1 Headmaster, Lord Zadok. You can see how he scales there with them. So there you go. Now he can pilot the crocodilator if you want. You just put him into a seating position here. And what you do is, you come in here and you lift up this panel right here. And this panel is a soft plastic. And there is actually I don't know if you can see this at all. The light's not going to get in there. But there actually is yeah, I can't get any light in there. Can we? You can actually kind of see it in there. There actually is like a molded in seat in there. And there's even a control panel right there, which is pretty cool. And you just take them and drop them down in there. Close that up as best you can. And there you go. And you can ride inside the Crocagator right there. And another thing you can do, which is pretty cool, let's open this up, is you can take his tail and remove it, and it does help if you remove the gun first. Come on. Come on. There we go. And you just stretch his legs out here. And you see there's a slot right there for that tab, right there on his legs. You can just sit him down in here, like that, and then plug this gun back in. And you can have this as a weapon emplacement here. You just flip down this peg, and you can have another character hold this, or you can take any of your bases here, and you can plug that on right there as another weapon emplacement. If you want, you can arm up your bases. You can take the guns that came with Scourge here, and this Titan Master. You can arm up your bases, which is pretty cool, and definitely adds to the playability of the line, and I do quite appreciate that. So I'll just remove all this, put him back off to the side here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we will just remove this, get him out of there, close that back up. Sorry for the weird splice there, but the me from the past totally forgot to mention this little detail here. There are posts on either of the Crocagator forums here, so if you want to take your Titan Master and just plug him on there, you can totally do that if you want. It's a little detail I forgot to mention, but there you go! Now it's time to go back to your regularly scheduled review. And we'll put all this off to the side for now, and we'll get down to transformation, shall we? So, of course, you want to remove the tail first. And then you just take this whole back section here, and you just flip it down to extend the legs, and the legs will separate themselves while you're doing it. And then you just take the hind legs here, and there's a tab that just goes into that slot right in there, and just makes everything sit flush like that. And then you just come to the front, flip down his toe, there you go, done with the leg. Second verse, same as the first, boom. Boom, and the legs are all done. So moving along to the upper body, you just want to undo the Crocagator head right there. And at first I thought that these tabs actually went into these slots right here. You can see they have those notches cut out. I originally thought it plugged into these slots, but no, it plugs into these slots underneath those port/slots right there. But anyway, you take that and just bring that down against the back. Then you take the arms and you just bring them out and down. And you just rotate the bicep, rotate to the forearm so everything's oriented properly. And you just take the claw, flip that up, flip out the hand. There you go. And then bring that down, rotate, rotate, bring that up, flip out the hand. And there you go. And of course now he is missing his noggin. He is nogginless. So we just take Grax here. We just bring his arms down, fold them in half, and just plug him right in there. Boop. As always, cat hair not included. And there you have SKULLSMASHER in his robot mode. Hey, there we go. Make sure it was sitting properly there. But there you have SKULLSMASHER in his robot mode. And it's a nice looking robot mode, I will say. Looks pretty good. Getting close on the head sculpt. Again, nice silver paints on the head sculpt there. Some nice molded details. Looks quite good. And you got some white, you got some silver, some red there on the chest. He has this big gap right here in his waist, which is just weird. I don't get what that's all about, but okay. And coming down the legs here, you got some old details there on the thighs. Got some nice green kneecaps going on there. There you go. You know, he's got some big hollow legs, you know, hollow forms. But, you know, they're hollow for a reason, so it's alright. And then he just has the crocodile head just hanging out on his back there. And there you go. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint because the Titan Master head is on a ball joint. One problem he does have is standing. But yeah, the Titan Master head itself is on a ball joint, so it gives the robot mode head a ball joint as well. And of course, I forgot to go over the articulation for these guys. You have a ball joint here at the shoulders, which doesn't give you much range of movement. And of course, you can get his legs bending and all stuff and things and stuff that legs like to do sometimes. But anyway, head is on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of wiggly waggly movement. You can get full rotation. The shoulders are on a ball joint. You can do a full 360. You can go in and out. If you use that transformation joint there, you can also get some inward and outward movement there on the shoulder, which is nice. Bicep swivel. Get 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist except that inward joint for transformation. You do have a waist swivel. Hips are on a ball joint. They can go forward, they can go back, they can go in and out. You do have a thigh swivel. And due to transformation, you have full range of movements out of the knee. And you could move his toe up some. You know, due to transformation, you can move the toes up. If that serves any purpose for you whatsoever. The legs on mine are a bit loose. They're not as loose as I've seen on other people's copies. You can see, like, if you give them a little bit of shake, like they'll hold the pose, but if you just give them a little shake, they'll drop pretty easily. Actually, the thigh swivel on his left leg is very loose on mine. I mean, you know, he can stand just fine. I mean, once you plant him, you know, he can stand. He won't topple over or anything. It doesn't help that he doesn't have much of a footprint. He doesn't really have a heel spur or anything, so sometimes getting him balanced properly can be a bit of a pain. Sometimes you do kind of have to, you know, kind of chicken leg him a little bit to get him to stand properly. But, you know, for the most part, he's pretty stable. Not the most stable thing. It's pretty easy to just kind of knock him over. But, yeah, well, it is what it is. But there you have that. Now, of course, you can have him holding his gun. And you can give him the tail. There's like a shield here. There's a peg right there. Plug that into his hand. Like that. You can have that going on if you want. You do have a port right here as well, so you can store the gun back here if you want, or you can if you want to. You can store everything back here. Just plug this all in, plug this into the back there, although this will make him quite back heavy, and that's just not going to work at all. You can do it if you want to, but you're not going to have much luck getting him to stand there. So, yeah, no. But it's an option, just saying. It's an option. If you maybe lean him against the wall or something so it doesn't fall back, you can do it. So, there you go. There you have that. And yeah, so there you go. Now if he'll stand up, we can do some comparisons. Here he is with Deluxe Scourge. So you can see how he scales there. With the other Deluxe from the Wave. Here he is with Voyager Galvatron. So you can see how he scales there with the Voyagers. And here he is with Power Master Optimus Prime. So you can see how he scales with the leaders. There you go. And here he is with Fans Project's version of Skull Cruncher. Right there, you can see he's a bit shorter. I got mine's repro labeled, but obviously different styles, but still two good figures. Well, kind of. I will say this, you know, I think As far as the Propagator mode goes, I have to give it to the Hasbro version. I like the robot mode on the Fence Project version a lot better. Overall, quality-wise, I have to give it the Fans Project because this guy does feel kind of flimsy. But, you know, hey, you got options if you want an updated Skull Cruncher. And ain't nothing wrong with that, so. There you have that. So yeah, there you go. There you have Skull Cruncher. Like I said, I love his Propagator mode. I think that looks really good. The robot mode, like I said, I have to give that to Fans Project. But, you know, overall, you know, the figure is kind of, like I said, he feels kind of flimsy. You know, quality-wise, I don't think it's totally there. But, you know, still, it's a decent update to Skull Cruncher, if you want one. And like I said, you have options. You have this, you have the Fans Project version out there, and also Toy World does have a version of Skull Cruncher out there also. So, hey, you got options if you want an updated version of this character. So, there you go. So if you would like a Skull Smasher, any other Titans Returns figures, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my Titans Return playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. So don't forget to check out EmGames, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Skull Smasher, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Big geek, be proud, palm in your face. Lord Galvatron, no offense, but can we trust this guy? What, Skull Cruncher? No, I trust him completely. He's a good soldier. Well, if he crosses me, I'll take this blaster and... Where's my blaster? What? Okay, so maybe you have to watch your back a little bit, but what happened? Skull Cruncher? I don't know what you're talking about.